dream work. The way I do dream work is I use dream zones by Peter Mendel, the zones we use in Colourpuncture, which could be used with Colourpuncture as Colourpuncture tool with light, or they can be used with just massage or with a special oil, which is called oil relax. You can use sound therapy with it, you can enhance it, but bottom line is we are working with the areas on the skin. And when we're working with the areas on the skin, they all have names, they all have indications, and we can choose depending on what we want. If you want to address our fear, we can do fear zones. If you want to address our rigidity, we can do spiritual rigidity zones, spiritual hardening zones. If you want to clarify more who we are, we can do a zone of self, a zone of memory. If you want to clarify that something is under the surface, we can do zones of consciousness. There is a zone of relationship, there is a zone of self, there are many, many, many zones. There is a zone of moon, many exciting zones. And this is the first step. Second step could be done in conjunction with these dream zones, could be done separately if you just tend to have dreams, because obviously what dream zones do, they provoke certain dreams on certain topic, on certain area in your life. You want to clarify a relationship, it will be dreams about relationship. Not necessarily you will see yourself in a relationship. It's going to be most likely symbolic, as all human dreams are. But you are going to get some hints in this direction. If this is about yourselves, then this is going to be about yourself and so on. But we use dream zones in order to target our dream, in order to make our dreaming more intentional. Sometimes we can just have dreams and we just want to analyze the dreams with dream analysis. And there are several ways to do dream analysis. And of course, you can use dream analysis after you've done your intentional dreaming with dream zones. So when you do dream analysis, there are two very simple ways to do it. Sometimes what happens, the dream is fairly clear, and we can use a technique, basically chunking up. We can see what bigger meaning is hidden underneath a simple meaning. So you see a red color is going to be vastly different from a blue color. You see a little pillow, it's going to be very different from a huge pillow. You see something in the dark, it's going to be different from something in the light, and so on. So chunking up is when dream is fairly clear, the meaning is fairly clear, and you translate, you make it bigger, you make it broader, you make it more general, and then you see the meaning of the dream. And the second technique is classic Jungian dream analysis, but in a simpler form. This is what I do. I was trained in that, and I found that this is so incredibly beautiful and simple and deep. It could be done very quickly with a patient, could be done online with a patient. You can facilitate online. You don't have to be present in the same room. You can do it yourself with somebody guiding you first, with you learning to experience this dream analysis on yourself, on the receiving end. You will integrate, you will internalize the principle, you internalize the script, and then you can do your DIY dream analysis fairly quickly. And this is a technique when each object in your dream represents part of yourself, and then your job is basically to figure out the meaning. And this is very beautiful because at the end of the day, it combines all together. And sometimes it's also very heartwarming to see how people start with some object of their dreams they hate. So there was a violent character, the character they didn't like in their dreams, and this shouldn't be in my dream, and this has nothing to do with me. And then we start analyzing it with this simple dream analysis script, and it turns out that the message around the whole thing, the message which this symbol of the dream is trying to convey, is just so simple, and it's neutral. And the whole drama was just to draw attention, to make this character or the symbol of the object sharper. Sometimes you can combine, you can chunk up the dream first, and then you can do your dream analysis. And sometimes it gives similar meaning, just obviously slightly deeper and more varied with dream analysis. But sometimes you do chunking up, and this gives you one meaning, and then you do dream analysis, and something completely different comes. It's not contradictory to the first, it's never contradictory, but it's a certain angle which you didn't see in the simple chunking up process when you thought, oh, this is a simple dream, I'm just going to do this. Sometimes I do. Sometimes this is a really simple dream and the meaning is clear, and chunking it up, it means this. And then I want to double check myself. I do dream analysis, and sometimes something completely new and surprising comes up. Sometimes you can get dreams which you feel are coming from somewhere, and you don't feel like analyzing them. And sometimes those dreams, they are messages from the future. And I know it sounds very weird. Many people shared with me that they're having this premonition kind of dream. So they're having a dream, and then something along those lines happens in a symbolic way, in a different way, but they almost saw it in a dream. I feel that, again, here we are coming back to this idea of connecting to the field of human collective experience, collective consciousness, collective unconsciousness. So both myself and some people I trained with dream work, they experience this kind of dreams before big events, with big collective events. And something comes, you see something again in a symbolic level, you don't quite understand it. And even if you do dream analysis on it, it doesn't quite go as well as dream analysis, because I would say 95% or maybe even 98% of dreams could be analyzed with simple dream analysis script. But there is a small percentage of these premonition dreams, which are seemingly coming from nowhere, but then they indicate something which is in development. So I don't think, again, there is any mystic here, or maybe there is, who am I to judge? But I think it's our power, our unconscious mind, to integrate the information and to tap into this vast human experience, which we somehow hold within ourselves, right? Instinctual sense of danger. We somehow read facial expression of people, we draw a conclusion. So very often it's almost like there is something which protects us. Very often in a new situation, in a new town, a new city or lost, you just know where to go. So somehow these things happen, and it's very difficult to pinpoint what exactly it is, very difficult to explain logically, but it is as if we are tapping into some level of collective unconscious and we get support.